I am very excited to host you today because you are one of the women power leaders that we look up to today as an inspiration, as a motivation for so many women out there. I would love to kick off by debunking some misconceptions about women in business. My first misconception is it's too challenging for women to start a business in the UAE.
Absolutely not. I think UAE is one of very few countries that actually believe in equality and the norms, what the government has done here for the women empowerment. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, UAE stands at the 15th most empowered country in the world for women. Starting up a business for anybody as such, not just for women, is extremely easy. Some of the attributes that contribute to that is one, the ease of kind of just going in there and opening up a trade license. It's with free zone, 100% ownership. The second is, in fact, the banking, right? The whole value chain, right? Whether you look at banking, whether you look at funding, in fact, how the government kind of helps with that. We all know the ease of laws, the visa regulations, the residency regulations, and I would say just the safety of this country. Like even for a woman who would want to kind of be alone here and, raise up her empire, I think, the government has kind of just made it so secure for people like you and me to kind of establish not just their businesses, but, entire lives out here and, do so well for themselves.
Absolutely agree, and especially the security part of it. I don't think any country in the world matches what we have. We have the Dubai jokes that leave a phone in the middle of the mall and you will get it back even if you come after 2 hours. So that's Dubai for us. I think it's a very commonly known misconception, I would say, that women lack access to funding and resources. What's your take on that?
I would not say that women in general lack funding or resources, but I think that access to such funds or VC funds is just at about 12% for women. And it is a global thing, right? But however, if you look at UAE, right? I mean, like I said, it is a land of equality. A man going into a bank, right? And asking for a loan versus a woman going in there. I think Dubai is one of those rare places. It's much easier to kind of, get that backing, whether it's from government. For example, you have your Dubai Women's Business Council, right? You go to any of that. There's so many government entities that are kind of opened up for women entrepreneurs. So I think that's just a myth in terms of that, funding is not available, at least in the UAE segment for women. I think it's very easy as it is for a man to kind of just go and get that funding.
I think that's really encouraging and really promising. I'll move on to one more question related to this. Maybe it's a myth, according to me, that women can exceed in only certain industries. Now, as a business setup person, I'm sure you support a one number of industries. So what trends have you seen around it?
Look at, any successful venture around you. Look at banking. Fab, the CEO is an Emirati woman. Look at the entertainer, a British woman. And famously, there has been, I think she's back into the business. We all know Donna exited from the business. It was quite a high profile exit. And she's been called back to run the organization just to kind of show that, women, kind of know better how to run a business because they are multifaceted. And I think somewhere, that balance of emotions and power and knowledge and that integrity kind of plays into how a woman kind of handles a business versus a man. I mean, it's not a man versus a woman debate at all. But I think in terms of industries, I think women are as good, as empowered. You see, UAE, in fact, constitutes by 2025, the regulation is that 31% of Emirati women would constitute the constituencies of the government entities.
Wow.
So that's how empowered they are. You look at all our women leaders, right? Whether it is in politics, it is in finance. You look at real estate. You look at entertainment, right? Some of your guests, in fact, Rima, as well. Like these are all empowered women. All reside in UAE. What better opportunity than UAE themselves or Dubai themselves? It's women force to come up in life. I think we are very blessed and lucky to be in this country, I would say.